Welcome back. We're back with another video. It's Lou, Mo.
I'm Parketo.
Parketo.
We all on our same. We all got different podcasts too. Lou's coming out with a podcast, unnamed, right? Parketo's Way.
Parketo's Way.
Gonna be out too, and then a little more podcast. We're gonna try to mix everybody into it. We'll go from there.
So anyway, today's first topic is going to be 5 different ways to deal with 5 different types of haters, and exactly just how we're going to do to deal with them. So we're going to do number 1. Number 1 was the social media hater. Hey, bro. Oh, okay. That's everybody. The social media. So that's a different type of hater. In my opinion, the social media hater is more or less an unrealistic hater. He doesn't really know you. They don't really know how your life is. They don't know how you move. They have no clue like anything really about you except for what you post and what they can see picture-wise, and they can go on your Instagram and all your socials, and they kind of develop an idea of who you are, an idea of what you are, and then they start their hate from there. Some people, depending on how many, it doesn't even matter how many followers you have, there's always going to be a few of them in there who every time you post something or every time you do something, their comments are hater.
And you got people that just watch. They'll watch your shit. They won't like none of your shit. Right? They'll just watch it, and then behind the scenes, they talking about it. Or you got, sometimes it be bots. I don't even think half time be real people commenting. I see that on all the media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Sometimes you got bots on there just talking. So, you got to, at the end of the day, you can't really control that.
No.
Right? You can't control what people are posting, how they feel about you. You can't control that in the first place. You can't control how somebody feels about you or how they react to you. So you got to just brush it off most of the time.
Yeah, especially if somebody is making up a thing about you. They don't know you. They're coming up with a fictional character in their heads on who you are, and it kind of could piss you off a lot because you're like, bro, you're not even in my circle. You don't even know who I am, and on top of it, you just created something that's completely you're spreading lies. You're not even close to the truth on who I am as a person, because we have never met face to face. That's how crazy these people are, bro.
That's the crazy part. That's why when I be on social media, like even if I comment on something, I never try to talk about the character, maybe about what they said. And when you go to the character of a person, you don't even know the person.
Yeah.
Like you can't call somebody something you don't even know. Like you don't even know what they do at home. You don't know who they married to. You don't know how they treat their kids. You don't know what they do for work. You don't know anything. You just assume a bunch of stuff. And social media does that really quick for a lot of people, to where they can put you in a box, and you're not even in that box, right? You're in a whole nother box, but they put you in this box, and that's where they're gonna keep you. And I can see it a lot with celebrities. You can see celebrities, they get put into a box, and they're not even, they don't even associate with half of the stuff that the people say about them. So, and it can happen for people that's not a celebrity, right? Regular people, they could throw you into a box, and you don't even belong in it.
They don't know you like that. What do you think?
I see that a lot also, but social media people, the thing is, social media is just emphasize. What I mean by emphasize is just people aren't as rich as they may look to be. People ain't as broke as they look to be. You know what I'm saying? And as somebody who meets a lot of celebrities and public figures, a lot of these people in real life is just
regular people.
That's
it.
Like regular people.
All the time.
And some of these people, to be honest, is people that if they didn't have their fame or if they weren't successful at what they were doing, like you would think they're a weirdo or you would think they're lame.
Yep.
Like you the man once your idea
jumps off.
Yeah, once your idea jumps off, then you're the man. Then all of a sudden, them saying people are flocking to you. They want to speak to you and everything like that. But paparazzi, you know what I'm saying? They just be regular people. So that's one thing that I've noticed.
Yeah.
And I overhear people having arguments, like getting upset and all that, discussing a situation with a celebrity, something that was on the tabloid or something. And they be
TMZ.
talking TMZ,
Like they know 'em.
Shade Room. They be
Yeah, like
talking
they
like
know
they
'em.
really know
Like they hang with the
what
guy.
happened. You know what I'm saying?
That drive
And
me
they be,
crazy.
They be upset like
That
loud,
be driving me crazy.
talking about a situation that
Yeah.
they don't even really know about. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So,
And they be hating on him too, and it's like
And
you don't
be
even know the man.
hating,
That
yeah.
you don't even know the man. You never talked with him. You haven't had a conversation with him. It's like, but all of a sudden you got all these, of what he is and how type of person he is, and
These
that's,
people don't live in a real
They're on
reality.
social media.
They
That's
create
their
their
reality.
own reality
Yeah.
to keep themselves feeling safe and feeling comfortable. They're the non-alpha in the room, and they are only alpha online. So that's the reason why they do it, because it
Talk
builds
so
that
much.
confidence.
so much.
Problem with talk is that eventually you meet the gangster, and the gangster's like,
Yeah, when
"We
you
ain't
meet the
talking
person
no
in
more,
person.
homeboy."
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, the way to deal with it is just to recognize that fact that these people are just making things up. They have no idea who you are. It's best not to respond.
I wouldn't even worry about it. I think most of the time celebrities, when you see on they don't respond to all of
Don't
them.
even look at
unless they just,
Yeah.
unless there's one of them days that they like, you know what, I'm going to respond to this guy, this
Yeah.
guy, this guy, this guy. But the 100 comments probably get about 5 responses.
Yeah, well,
'cause
that's what happens. Like you
gotta
get
be
you
able
get a
to brush
bunch of
them off your
positive-
shoulder.
You get a bunch
For
of
sure.
positive comments, and then you attach yourself, and instead of
And
it's
you
also
don't
meant-
have time to read them.
But
Yeah.
mentality-wise, they go right to the hater, and they're like, "I gotta see what
Mhm.
this hater said about me, because I have to fix myself, and I have to address this situation.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
I do this and this and this
Yeah.
too much." Like, it doesn't. You can't allow that person who doesn't know you to affect your confidence level. Like it's.
I think you should, we'll talk about that, the other people in
Yeah.
your life, but like,
Yeah.
because people from the outside that don't know you, it's kind of hard to take their critiques or their criticism. It's kind of like you don't even really know me.
Yeah,
You
and some
just
people
see me.
want to build on top of that because we have constructive criticism. So people like to build off of that constructive criticism, but you cannot do it with people who have no idea who you are. They have no idea what your character is at all.
So social media haters, you just gotta brush them off, no
Brush 'em
matter
off,
what you're doing.
Yeah.
True.
Brush them off, keep moving.
Mhm.
But then we got other haters
So we got the in your circle
in your
haters.
circle haters.
So
And
we
this
got-
could be
This is
family, friends,
Friends, yeah.
workers, right? Co-workers,
Yeah,
or no?
co-workers.
Or we're gonna do
No, you
co-workers.
no, yeah, we could just do family friends for now.
Family,
because
friends,
they're a little
close,
they're
intermediate.
They're intermediate. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're right there. They're
Yeah.
they're immediate family. They're
Yeah.
immediate friends. They do know you, or they
Yeah.
think they do know you, right?
Yeah.
So I don't live at home, so my mama doesn't really know the man I grew into completely, right? She
Mm.
just sees me when she sees me, and she's just like, I love you unconditionally, regardless. But even if there was some moments where people like that didn't want me to succeed, or have a different ideology of how I raise my kid, or have a different way of how I move, and they don't like it because I don't move the way they do, I didn't want to confuse that for a hater, but especially with my mother. But there are friends that are like that because you're moving differently, or you're I don't know.
It's like
You're
Tupac-
accomplishing things that they didn't get to, or they
Yeah.
didn't think about.
So it's like Tupac made the song. I ain't mad at you. The whole point was he didn't want to sound like a hater,
Yeah.
right? Because his boy was moving on. His boy went and got married. His boy went and did this, and he ain't in the drug game no more, and this and that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I ain't mad at you, because he wouldn't want to sound like a hater if he go to pushing on those things. And he kind of made that song for that
reason.
kind of that reason, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people start to, for real, when people start to move out of their comfort zone, it's just like Jay say,
Out of their circle.
why would I do all this to stay the same? When you do that, it make people uncomfortable, right? You start to move differently. You start to not hang out as much, and then the people in your circle look at you like you changed, and and sometimes that be hate.
Ooh, it changed. And you're like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what the
Like
whole
I'm
point
fucking
is.
growing. Like I gotta change. That's the whole purpose of life.
But I'm
And-
glad that you brought up that Pac song, because
Yeah.
in that song, I feel like he did take a little jab.
He did.
At the dude.
But then he
you know
said,
what
"I
I'm
ain't mad at you."
saying? Yeah.
He
Then he said, I ain't
"You ain't no
mad
dope.
at you.
I ain't mad at you." Right? So it was
'Cause
kind of
did
like he
kinda
was like,
make
"I'm."
fun of him because I
Correct.
think he became.
He married
spiritual.
Muslim.
He became a Muslim.
Yeah, you a
And there's
Muslim
part-
now. No
there's
more
a
dope
part- yeah.
game.
There's a part where he says something about, I hope, you know what I'm saying, your wife know that
He a
she
player
gotta
for
play
life. Yeah.
All of that. You know what I'm saying?
So it was like low key hated, but it was like he stayed at the end. He was like, I'm gonna say all this about you, but I ain't mad at you,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like you got those people around you all the time, man. If they can't, but you got to keep moving, man. Because I think I tell you, man, like even if those people around you and they see you changing, if you keep going on your route, especially if your route is righteous or you just going down the right path, they'll see it. The real ones will stay. They'll come around. Everybody in your circle will understand your where you going, your passion,
Right.
and the real ones will stick to you. And then the other ones, they'll you'll start to see the other one. So you'll start to know like, this dude ain't for me. Like he, ain't, or these people ain't for me. This family member's not for me.
We want to know what I did though. It's interesting. Like this me and my wife were just talking about it. This is my friends and my family. What I started to do was take away every single thing that they could want from me besides my company. So anything that was financial. So even if I went to a party, boom, I'm bringing a bottle with me. But that's for everybody. Maybe I'm bringing a few bottles with me. We're all hanging out, kicking it, chilling. Maybe I'm throwing down on the food. Like the next thing I'm throwing is throwing down food. So they want me over, but they also want me to throw money down on everything that they want to do, because at the end of the day, they're looking at their bills going like, damn, bro, we just paid rent, we don't get the money. So whatever, I just contributed just because that's how I am. But people take advantage of how you are eventually. So that was the same thing with my family. Like it was finances. Hey, look, your brother ain't working this week. Just give him $35. For what? I don't give a fuck if you're working or not. But that eventually. So what I started doing was I took away the money. I took away me pulling things in all the time. And even if I'm just showing up, I'm the one popping up at the location that they or their home all the time. Well, because I'm the one who have to drive home drunk at the end of this with my wife or whatever it is. So I took that away. Nah, bro, we're gonna do it at my house. We're gonna do it on my terms.
You gotta come to me
this time. So re-switching those things around slowly or surely, those people started
they break
falling
off. Yeah,
and come to find out, those were some of my biggest haters. I just didn't know that was my biggest haters. So I started eliminating those things. It was,
so I'll tell you, like this might be down the same line, a little bit off, like a different lane. But I was telling my friend yesterday too about that, because there's some people that I be around or whatever, and I can just sense them, like, they don't like me. Yeah. Right? It's always some people in your circle that like, damn, I don't think he really likes me. Like they'll say certain shit, you'll be like, I don't think you like me really.
I thought we were cool.
You know what I mean? And I sense it. And then when I hear the feedback, when I know, and then I've heard them say it, I figured that already. I knew you didn't like me. Yeah. But you know what I do sometimes? Like I was telling my phone, I said I kill him. Yeah. I kill him with kindness. Like, I still invite him out to when we all go out. Right? I still bring him around. When I see him, I dap him up. But it's a hard dap, like. And I'm like, what's going on, baby? Yeah, right? And it's like, because I try to kill him with like, listen, whatever you going through, however you feel about me, I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna do you anyway.
Right? I still be like, well, you want to go? We gonna go up to the place, man. You could hang with us, right? Even though I know, like, in their mind, they're like, damn, Mo. Like, something about Mo, right? And I heard them what they said about me, so, you know what I mean? So, and then some of that brings out the bad in them, and then sometimes it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I just do it just because, I don't know if I do it to antagonize them, but I do it a lot. Like even going out to the club, like you were saying, like going out to the club, like, if those people that hang with me just because I'm going to go out and buy bottles, I would still do it because they're not going to stop me from going out and do what I wanted to do. Nobody made me go out and buy them. I'm going out and buying them. And then the people that's hanging along, I'm going to buy them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't letting them, like
they're not going to change your thing.
Yeah, I was going out to do that anyways, right? At the end of the day. Yeah. But then, like I said, when you get into some problems, you see who's there, who's going to ride with you or whatever, and you can kind of, brush them off if you're in that type of environment. You can kind of figure out, like, who's with you and who's not. But I don't let them, like, change me. Like, don't let the haters change you, especially the close ones. They can change you to used to be a real giving and nice person and caring person, and they can make you hard. But then you changing as a person, so they win, right? That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to bring out the bad in you, right? Show everybody, I knew he was like that, right? Don't do it. Stay who you are. Stay true to yourself in that situation, because
even if you do pull back, it's only towards that one person, not towards everybody. Just keep
don't start being a whole different person. Is what I'm saying.
You, bro. Be you. Do what got you to the dance, bro. That's what I do at work. Also, I do what got me here.
And people know you by that. So in circle haters are a little more
that's a hard
difficult than I think social media, because you never can see the social media. You never interact with them. You ain't gotta worry about them doing nothing to you. The in circle ones, you gotta kind of
like
balance, because it could be.
It takes some time. They gotta weed them out, bro. What about you? What do you think about that?
Circle, as far as that, in your circle, like I was mentioning to y'all earlier, sometimes I think people, they knew certain things about you.
Right? Correct. Yep. They know that.
So they know the bad stuff about you. Like for me, like like people I grew up around. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's hard for people to get that.
To see the new you.
The new you.
Different.
You know what I'm saying? They knew the Parquito, that whatever.
They don't know Parquito 2.0.
Yeah, they don't know the
You
one
upgraded
that's
the
grown
software.
up. Yeah, I've upgraded the software. You know what I'm saying? I'm on 3.0. You know what I'm saying? So
they
sometimes
still look at you
they're
at
still
1.0.
behind as
Yeah.
1.0.
Yeah.
The person
Yeah.
that knew when you was drunk and you threw up on yourself. Or
They never, yeah.
Yeah.
the person,
They'll never
people
let
that
you
knew
live it.
embarrassing things about you. The person that you probably borrowed some money from.
Uh-huh.
So even though you've evolved past all of that, sometimes you may have good ideas, but they just don't. They don't see it or they don't understand
No, when they
it.
see you, they see the old part.
Yeah, them saying, and
Yeah. They
it's
treat you
people.
like that.
Yeah, they treat you like that. So I've experienced this a lot. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Especially like in my family, amongst my friends, like I'm not the person that's expected to be successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know when you see me, when they probably see me accomplishing certain things, like they probably gonna be surprised. You know
They
what I'm
coming up
saying?
with ideas of how you did it.
Word. So it's
Right.
like,
What?
and some people gonna hate like, damn, because some people gonna feel like it's supposed to be them.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell is
Why
he
did
in
you
this
get it?
position?
Doing
Like,
that, yeah.
I was the smart one, or I was the one that went to school. Like, I got a degree.
Well, you
Like,
probably-
I'm
you probably
from this
peaked in high
family. You know what I'm
school.
saying?
Mhm.
I barely made it out of high school.
Yeah,
You
me
know
too.
what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the hood, like from the gutter, the bottom of the gutter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I speak slow. You know what I'm saying? People used to make fun of the way I speak.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I can say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hustled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I ain't have a regular job, stuff like that. So even amongst my own family, people was only acting like they happy to see me when they saw me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, even in my own family, like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, they really expected me to, like,
Do anything.
do anything, like,
They're
you
like,
know,
we
for
know
real.
you. We know.
Yeah.
But the one thing I
like
say,
they already
one
know
thing
you.
I say about you though is you consistent. Like you been Parquito since I met you.
Yeah.
As far as not saying that you ain't ever grown,
Uh-huh.
but like you was consistent about certain things, especially about like being around family,
Yeah.
making it to gatherings, doing that type of thing. So that's what I'm saying about keeping that part. Like even if you
Yeah.
do it in that circle, have haters, you keep doing you. Like and then people know you for that. Like they know Parquito gonna show up. If you tell Parquito say he coming. You know what I mean? So certain things like that's what I'm saying. Like and if you say you're gonna do certain things, you're gonna do it. And I just wanted to.
I tried,
but
man. But yeah, man, you know, it's just as far as in circle haters, sometimes it's because of, you know, they
past.
haven't your past,
They see
you know
it.
what I'm
They
saying?
know
So they hate
They
on
think
you.
they
and
know you. Yeah.
They think they know you, but they don't understand who you are. And sometimes it's low key jealousy, you know what I'm saying?
That too.
And I feel like everyone has their own story and their own path.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got it.
It's gonna, you know, everybody ain't gonna marry their high school sweetheart. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Some people gotta kiss a few frogs, like whatever the fairy tale is.
Yeah, I
Like,
got you.
because,
I
like,
got you.
some people you're gonna go through a few people,
Yeah.
few relationships before you
Before you
find
find
that
the
one.
right
You know what I'm
one.
saying?
I get that.
Yeah,
You might fail in some businesses before
that's everybody.
one
Yeah.
finally hit.
Hits.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
agree.
it's like I was just telling him inside, him and my sister, like, yo, I'm about to be 39. I'm not married. I ain't got no kids, but I'm not studying what other people doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The pressure that I put on myself is pressure that I put on myself.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I agree.
But then you'll have the family member that'll ask you, yo, man, when you
Where
gonna
you
have
at?
kids?
You're like, I have
When
enough
you-
pressure.
Yeah, like,
Come on.
when you gonna get married? Like, this and that. And I
And
stopped
sometimes
talking.
it's like
Yeah.
throwing shots.
Yeah,
Throwing
it is.
shots, a little bit
Yeah.
of like you just
Like,
said
where
about
you-
like Tupac.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you know, just tell your wife that she got to
Yeah.
plan for life, and like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh golly, like
Uh-huh.
in the gutter.
making the wife one
Yeah.
that had one to start thinking.
Damn, bro, why you gotta put me?
Word.
Like, yeah, I got you.
I might really be a changed man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I might really not trying to be a bachelor no more, and like really trying to settle down and really trying to be successful in business and really trying to mature. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But some people, it might be hard for them
To see that.
to see that and really believe it. Like
Yeah.
low key thinking, you know what I'm saying, that I'm probably still doing something on the low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like
Like, I'm straight doing what I'm
I'm
doing.
straight and
Hustle,
narrow.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hustling, but just
I'm hustling,
legit.
but in a legal way.
Yeah,
Like I'm.
legit.
Well, the
about
thing
to
is, the
start
best
real
part about
business.
what I do, especially with that circle we're talking about, I think this is the deeper one. I have one more that might be a little deeper, but this is a deeper one. I feel like the only way to really get it is to grind and succeed, and they'll see it. Like I don't have to talk about it. I don't gotta tell them
True.
about it. I don't gotta say shit about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm working on a few things, and then when they see it in a year, they're gonna be like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
And now I'm too far past. They can't catch up. I'm too past.
But
Yeah.
I got you.
Now they
that
really
too.
gonna hate.
Yeah, but now they're gonna hate you
I
for
don't even
sure.
talk about it no more. You know what I'm saying? I let
Exactly.
my actions speak.
That's
you know
it,
what
bro.
I'm saying?
That's what I'd love to do. Okay, so let's jump to the next one. I want to stay on that.
I don't
one
know
too
if this is one or stranger hater. I thought we were jumping.
I was gonna
to
do
that
the hater advice.
What
wanna
about
do
the stranger?
Yeah, we can do stranger. Stranger hater.
Stranger.
So
That's
but that's the same thing with the
stranger.
advice one, I think. Advice.
Nah, I don't. Stranger, I think is
That's
different
a
than
little
it.
different.
We'll do
It's
stranger.
different.
Stranger is like
To
some
me,
random.
the stranger hater
Like a
kind of
random.
more relates as the social media
Yeah,
hater
yeah.
to me.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause they don't
yeah,
really
'cause they don't
know
really
you
know
like
who
that.
you are.
Yeah.
But social media is a little different. Like I know
So I
people.
mean, you definitely don't know who they are.
I know exact. No, like I know who they are. No,
Well, you don't
social
know.
media, you don't know who they
Some
are.
people be having fake profiles.
So here's the thing.
That's
Here's
why
the
you
deal.
like
definitely
you
don't.
don't
Yeah.
know.
No.
who
It was what I thought when I
Sometimes it could be
wrote down
somebody
the-
you know. You
Yeah,
just don't know.
When I wrote down the stranger hater, it was acquaintance, right? So like me knowing a guy, and then they know him, then they start.
They're not in
talking.
your
Oh,
circle.
okay.
They're
That
not in
makes
my
sense too.
full circle.
Yeah,
They're
that
like
mean,
just
that
on the
almost be like their
outskirts.
coworker.
Yeah, they're just
could
on the
be.
outskirts of
Yeah,
the
of
people
the
that I
mi- of
know
the real circle.
that think that they know.
That makes sense.
Or
We
that
get
think
to
that they know anything because they heard from a guy that heard from
Okay.
right, or they're close to my
Yeah.
brother. My brother told her.
They call you a
something.
nickname that they don't
Right,
know
bro.
your nickname.
This is the issue with this one because I knew.
Like, bro, how you know that? He's like, oh, because
You're like, what's going on, big dick? And you're like, hey, what? Who told you that?
I never even met you before.
I don't even know.
You're like, wow, but James told me about you. I'm like, what?
So it happens.
Nah,
So
brother.
with my family, it happened
You
to me
don't
a
know me
lot
like that.
because I was very, very familiar with the females. I was very familiar, and me and my brothers would always be together. So they knew people who knew some people,
And then they know
and
you.
They all know who
They
I
act like
am.
they know you.
Right? I'll be out somewhere, and
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Hey, man, what's going on?"
Yeah,
dog?"
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"I don't know you."
Yeah.
My hey guy, I'll dap them up. I don't even know.
he
I'm
be
like,
like,
"Get off."
damn, bro, you still doing that thing? I'm like,
But those are the same people who think that they know me or
Yeah.
heard mistakes.
Those are
So
strangers,
some of
yeah.
those people
Stranger
only
danger.
heard the bad stories. They only heard that I did some fucking crazy shit
Yeah,
or I beat
yeah,
some
that's
people up or I
crazy.
did some bad things, and they never let go of that image
Yeah.
of me. And then they know somebody who knows somebody. I legit like. It's crazy how small the world is. Like
It's
a
small.
friend of a friend is with a girl that we knew in a crew 20 years ago and her stories are she has no idea who I am now.
Yeah.
But her stories from
Yeah,
then
yeah, it's like-
is curb stomping a dude.
yeah.
Her stories from them was 5 girls and being rude and a disrespectful drunk person, right? So that's her story to Kyle, my boy Kyle. And Kyle's like, "Hey man, so she's got the completely wrong idea about you, bro." And I'm like, "Well, so there was a time when I
probably would have did all that. Yeah,
it's pretty bad,
It was
and
strange.
I can't tell her that she's wrong on that. I'm not
Yeah.
the same guy I was, and I have changed. But here's the thing: I don't have to prove shit to her. Again, with the
No.
amount of time that I've worked on myself since then, curb stomping days, since Thumper days, that I'm a completely different person. And eventually, now that she came back around, now she's with my guy. Maybe eventually they get married. She's gonna see that new version of me,
Mhm.
right? She's gonna see that new version of me. And it's rumor mill. It's like everybody
Yeah.
talking, right? Like everybody chit chat.
This is a little
There's some
closer
people
than
on my
social media,
Facebook
though.
page
I got a quick
that I
question.
don't know, but
Yeah,
I know
finish what
they
you're
know
saying.
from another friend of a friend, and they all think of if you really look at your social media pages, some of those extra friends, I don't really know them that well,
I don't
but
know
they hit me
I don't
up.
know anybody on my social
People
media.
you may know.
People I may know, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
the people you may know. That's the stranger. That's the
Yeah, that's strange.
That's strange.
You went to school with them. Or
Yeah,
you,
like,
you
they
seen
don't really
them in
know.
a
I see that all the
somewhere.
time.
they don't know
I
me.
tell you all the
I ain't the
time.
same person I was from high school. You don't know me like that, like you
Like,
know.
Mo, I'd be like, who are you?
Somebody hit me up the other day. He has no money. He's broke. He's really, really has a hard time, and I feel bad for him. I do, and I see him on social. I'm like,
Oh,
damn.
yeah,
And he was
no.
in high school. This dude was in high school.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was the
no.
man in high school.
But you remembered him.
Oh, we both remember each other because we were
Oh,
we
you
were
don't
we
even
were
know
pretty
him, though.
cool, but we don't know each other like that. No, we were cool. We knew
But
each
he-
other.
You know what I'm saying? You
He
don't
fell
know
off.
now.
Yeah, but we don't know. Yeah, it's been a
We
very
ain't known
long
him in
time.
10
Everybody went
years.
to prison and shit. It was really
Yeah.
bad. So he comes out and he's like, "Lou, bro, hey man." I'm like, "Nah, bro."
He seen you in like 20 years.
Hey, bro, listen. And then he immediately was like,
partners.
"Look, bro, I need money. Like it's real hard for me right now. I got back pains. My shoulder hurts. My little toe hurts bad, bro. I need like 50, maybe $75. If anybody got any $75, you know somebody who knows somebody. And also, I need some tools. If
said
you got some
no
tools,
toe
I'm like,
hurts.
bro, I don't know you. I said, no,
Oh,
no,
man.
I'm going on vacation. I'm talking to you. And it's no hate towards the guy. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you don't know my situation
Yeah.
right now, bro.
Those were the strangers.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are the
what I'm
strangers.
talking
What
about.
were you gonna say?
I had a
Say that
question,
question.
right?
Yeah,
because I always feel like we always got to look at both sides of things, but we ain't got to stay on it.
Yeah.
Is there a stranger that ever has anything good to say about you?
Well, see, I think that
Yes.
was the hater advice we were gonna get to.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
okay.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
There is.
There is. We talk about this too sometimes, but we can kind of mix them together.
We can make
whatever.
some.
So like we were talking about like hater advice when people take advice and it's a hater,
Yeah.
and
We're all mentors to other people.
so
by
and
the way.
I say
Just
this
to
all
let
the
audience
time
know.
is like there was a saying that I heard a long time ago that was like if 5 people call you an asshole, then you could kind of brush it off. But if 20 people call you an asshole, no matter if they know you or not,
Check yourself.
you got to kind of check yourself because you might be an asshole, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, and those could be strangers,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
right? It could be random people that you meet in daily, right? That you just like walking into, and they're like, you get feedback from somebody that like, man, Moses was real like rude, right? And then you go to another person, they're like, Moses' attitude is like shit. And you're like, after a while, you like,
Damn, am I being
10
coming
people
off
say
like
it
an
like,
asshole?
damn, if everybody think I'm an asshole, but none of these people really know me.
Yeah,
Right? They don't
can-
know you personally because at home you might be the sweetest guy, but then maybe the way your conversation is, and I think you could use that to change certain aspects of
Constructive
the way
criticism.
you are,
Yeah.
and that's I think the constructive. And then that's what we're talking about with the hater advice is, you know, you give advice to certain people. And it could be somebody you don't know. Like even if you go to somebody you like, man, you know, the customer service here is bad, or somebody, you know, the way you're talking is bad. You know, the way you're reacting with people is bad. Some people could take that as a lot of people take it as like you hating on them
Yeah.
instead of you trying to help them.
Right.
And I think that's like the hater advice. They could be good, but you take them as a hater just because you don't know them. And they say, you know, like you know the whole thing, like you don't really know me.
Mm.
But it could be good. I don't ever really brush anything off. Like if I go somewhere and somebody tells my wife something or somebody tells somebody else something, I look at it, I'll be like, do I act like that? I'm thinking like, nah. I'm like, maybe. I said, I don't know. But I gotta kind of look into it and see how our interaction was. Like what I said to him, what he said to me, how I was looking at him. Because sometimes you could be doing it and not knowing it.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
And
Right?
sometimes
You
there
could be in there with your arms crossed, like, listen,
Not knowing that
right?
you're
And you
being-
might be looking
Remember
like,
we did social cues.
yeah,
Remember
you
that?
might be looking like whatever. You might not be looking at the guy when he's talking to you. It could be a bunch of little things
True.
that he could be coming
that
off
people,
thinking
I
a
think,
certain
you
way.
know, that people think. So I think stranger advice doesn't have to be a hater, because I think somebody could. I walk into old people all the time, and I listen to them just because they're older than me, and I'm like, you know what I mean? He might be saying some shit that might relate to me. That might be like, damn, I'm doing that, and he's like, listen, well, you need to go out and do this, go out and do this, and I don't never take it as a hater.
Right.
Because, you know, sometimes it just depends. I think it depends on who it's coming from, how it comes to you. You're going to take it.
You never know.
But even bad shit that people take wrong could be good shit.
Yeah.
You just taking it
You're taking it wrong.
And when they told you, you was probably in a bad place when they told you, like, listen, bro, you being a dick. And you
I had a
like,
guy sit me in a truck one
So,
time,
I don't
and he
know.
was like, "Listen, I know you like to talk, but just listen to me and don't say anything at all."
you say,
whatsoever."
he said, you like to talk?
Yeah, yeah, it's one of my boys.
What the
He's
hell?
like, and it's just very rarely
He don't
he ever
even know
gives
you,
me
bro.
advice because I'm the one who
He
gives
don't
him
know you.
advice.
He
But
don't
he was
know
like,
you.
just listen to me. He's like, listen, I don't know what's going on at home. I don't know how everything's going right now. He's like, but a lot of people look up to you, and we're there watching the shit out of you. And if you make one wrong move the wrong way, and you're getting a little bit lazy because you're tired and you've been working real hard, and we all know that. He's like, if you just take a second and realize that if you make specific decisions, some people might follow you down those decisions too. They'll ride or die for you. But those decisions are going to change their life too. And it's not just people that's your family. It's people that you guide in life all the time. And you may not think they're watching, but they watch it. And they want to see your moves. And they're mimicking your moves.
Oh, yeah.
And I did shut up and listen to what he said because he was right.
You did? You shut up?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know
actually
about
shut up.
that.
Yeah.
What do you think? Sorry.
That's tough.
So
I
that
mean,
was
that's
yeah, that was the hater advice one too. I was good at that though.
I wouldn't even call that a hater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
But stranger,
it's just
stranger. I guess it's
advice.
stranger advice or hater.
Yeah.
I think we mixed
Yeah.
them both.
Well, no,
together.
because they're similar. yeah.
Because some of them is just what do they call it?
What they observe. Yeah.
critical something.
Yeah.
Critical advice that that's just good for you.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you
Not always, because that critique could be wrong.
it could be.
It could be completely
That's
wrong.
why I say you got to
Yeah.
take it.
It
And who
could be.
are you listening to too? Is this
Yeah.
person like I'm not gonna take advice from a crackhead?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. They kind
I
of
mean,
gave some
it all
good words.
it all
before.
Like,
depends.
listen, man.
Yeah.
God damn,
I'd be like, man, you only live once. I'm pretty sure YOLO
Yeah.
came from a crackhead.
Yeah, but YOLO is different for him and yeah. But
I'm
YOLO's
pretty,
different
I'm
for
pretty
him.
sure when Drake wrote it, he crackhead was like, yo, bro, you only live once. He
My
was like,
YOLO's like
bro, that's a good ass song.
going
But you only live
going
once,
to
bro.
a vacation in Hawaii. His YOLO is I'm gonna do an extra crack today, a little extra heroin today in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, fall asleep outside. Yeah, so that's different kind of.
It's the same concept. It's
Yeah,
just
but
you on vacation.
I'm just going to Hawaii.
crack.
I mean, I like to think that every once in a while, everyone, what they say, a broke clock
a
is
broke
right,
clock is right once,
right
twice.
a day.
Oh, man,
We don't- we never got-
Yeah, always saying broke
Yeah.
clock.
Yeah,
Clock
broke
strike on the
clock
same
is
day.
right
Even a broke
twice a
clock
day.
is right twice
Twice a
day,
day. So
yeah.
it's like they might have some every once in a while. Some
You know,
things that
you know,
they
you done
say
seen
might
something on
make sense.
Instagram where you heard
Yeah.
a bum giving advice and you like,
Uh-huh.
damn, bro,
Damn,
he
bro.
hit spot
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I've seen that too.
So yeah, so you could. I'm
You can
just
get
saying,
good things, but there's some bad things in there too. So you
Of
can't gotta be.
course.
You gotta
Yeah,
look
you
at who
gotta-
you're talking to.
Yeah,
But
look at
basically,
each
you got to be able to take critique.
And I
You might
think
feel like the person is attacking
Yeah.
you, but like you did,
Yeah.
you be quiet. You was quiet and you let the
Observe,
person speak to you. You know what I'm
listen.
saying? And
And then-
you might realize that what the person was saying about you is right,
That's right.
and then you might, you know what I'm saying, constructive criticism.
That's
That's
what
what I
you're
was
trying
looking
to
for.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It finally came.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, constructive criticism, and then you take it the right way, and then you make the changes that you gotta make.
But I think, to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it more, I think strangers don't have a leg in it half the time.
No,
So even when they give you advice,
they don't. They don't know.
for the even the boldness of somebody that doesn't know you to give you some type of advice or some type of critique might be even like, to be honest with you, might even be better
Yeah, because they
than
have
somebody
no
who
skin in the
knows you
game.
because that person knows your history.
But
Right? The
somebody
person that
doesn't,
knows you knows your history. Their advice is gonna go off you and your history.
and who you are.
The stranger that don't know anything about you is going off of how the interaction was today,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
right? How they interact with you just now, right?
Mhm.
And they don't know how your day was or whatever, and that shit like that. But their shit might be even more
It might be better. Like me
Helpable
coming into plumbing
Yeah.
and seeing and
than
some people are
people that know.
dude, people are looking at me and Mo like, yo, the future, but not saying it directly, just showing us. Like
Yeah.
paying for our school, paying
Yeah.
for helping us out with the thing,
Yeah.
teaching us some extra shit. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have to do that.
Extra
They don't
shit.
know us. They didn't see us grow up. They see something.
They
in
see
us.
something, yeah.
So they're like, here, bro,
That's
here.
how they
Let
do.
me hook you up. Let me make you, help you get to the point, where you need to go, which we
Mhm.
appreciate.
Yeah.
So the other one was, which now we're into work, would be a coworker hater. So
Those are tricky though.
yeah, very tricky. Now,
Because-
we and him especially, like we
That's tricky.
train people. I train people every day,
Yeah.
all the time, and I'm trying to.
Co-worker one might
you
be
know.
a little tougher
Yeah.
because the problem is you could step wrong, and especially if you work for a business or a company, and you know what I mean, you gonna get called to HR.
Mhm.
If you have, you know what I mean, like because they could put you into trouble. They could put you
in a
into
lot
a
of
bad
shit.
situation.
Yeah,
I think a coworker was actually
I
the worst
got
one.
fired a few times.
Yeah. And it could be just from a coworker talking.
and it
Yeah.
could be a
hating on you.
high position coworker too,
Yeah.
to put you in a bad spot. My thing
Yeah.
was too is like, I said this on another podcast, but I'll say it again. Even if they're hating on you, even if they don't like you, there is nothing you're gonna do. If I'm good at what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be good at what I'm doing eventually, if my potential is fucking high, but I haven't gotten there yet, there's zero they can do to stop you.
Mm.
They did it, they tried with me, and it didn't work, and there's zero they could have done to get me to where, now I'm making phenomenal money, I'm at the top of my game, and I'm doing great. It took me a while to get there. There might have been a lot of haters along the way that helped me, maybe could try to stop me from getting there. I couldn't let that affect me, especially having him as a mentor, telling me, no, that's not a good idea to let them affect you. Just do what you do. Just be nice about what you're doing, though. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You gotta
Yeah.
walk. You gotta walk with a little
Yeah,
different.
because they could fuck you up.
Like the social media haters, you can curse them out.
Mhm.
Right? You can say fuck you, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like the
can't
intermediate
do that
family,
with
you
the
can do
work.
that too because you ain't got no. They ain't got no way to hold you, right?
Right.
Co-workers, you got.
They
I
can
think you
hold
got to
you.
walk a little differently, just
Yeah.
because they could go and they can make up some shit about you.
You gotta be able to maneuver
tell
properly.
somebody that you did something that you didn't do, and then you got to have a conversation.
realistically-
Depends on where you at in the business, wherever you at, but
Yeah.
they can have some type of pull in that.
Mo's not gonna tell you this, but
Yeah.
it's interesting how he handles it.
Yeah.
With a fucking smile on his face.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't handle it the same exact way as somebody talking shit, as somebody saying something nice to him, or
Yeah.
saying or giving him bad news. He has the same reaction.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, we gotta go to work. We gotta go to work. Let's go to work. And then he goes to work. He doesn't let it affect him, and he has the same reaction.
Well, you can't let it affect you. I'm saying that
cool.
when you react to him, you gotta react. I mean, when your reaction.
He's giving
is
them.
gonna be the problem.
You always give them an opposite reaction of what they expect.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying
So you're
about the
waiting
haters
for
before.
them to get like my boss will be in there
Man,
ready to hyped up, like, ooh, I can't wait.
But
And
are
I'm
we
like,
done?
And I'm like, anyway, you got something else for me to do
Are we
today, or
done?
what are we doing?
No,
Am
I get
going
what
home
you're
today?
saying. Everything you said was good.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to do that. All
Yeah,
right, so can we get back?
Yeah, and then they're like, okay,
All
yeah,
right, well,
see you later.
I didn't expect that to happen. Like I thought you were gonna.
But it could also be the
argue with
person
me.
that you're teaching. Like I'm giving this person, I'm explaining to this kid Sean. I'm explaining to him the ups and downs of plumbing, and it's got a lot of consistency. All the stuff we talk about here on the podcast. And he's like, man, what do you know, bro? You just driving it. Man, what you driving, bro? You pushing some weight or something? Like you just live in an apartment with your wife. I don't understand why I'm taking advice from you. And I'm like, God, that's a good point. But also, fuck you, right? You're fired. Right? Like,
God, damn, you fine.
but he was no, I didn't fire him. He
No,
was
no.
right. He's not wrong, but he's not gonna. His mind's closed off to my advice.
But it was just what we said about before about taking advice where you take advice from,
Yeah.
right? Because there's some people that could give you advice that you like.
It's like, bro, he's looking at big money and,
about-
all this
and
shit.
it's about-
I
how-
listen to everyone. It's
I
not
listen to
about money.
everybody.
It's not about money. Exactly
Yeah.
exactly what the point I made at the end of the day. When I came home, when I showed him the amount of money I made compared to what he made that day, which is what I did, and I said, you wanna know something funny? And it doesn't even fucking matter, bro.
No.
I worked my ass off to get here, and I put a lot of work to get to this portion in my career. And the fact that it's up to me if you stick in this truck or not is why.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to me right now. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
go
can see.
home for the rest of the right. So it takes a lot to get to that part, and this is what I'm trying to teach him. You want to act like a boss is fine, but to be a boss is something different. And for him to understand that he has boss qualities, I can hear it in him.
Mm-hmm.
But he still works for me. He's fucking great now. But that little extra check on like what's really important. I didn't follow the money to get here.
What
Money
is he?
followed me.
He's your helper.
He was
Like
yeah.
your
Now
trading
he's, now he's in his own.
Yeah, now he's got his
Oh,
own
okay.
truck and he's
That's
freaking
what's
doing
up.
great. He's one of the top salesmen at our company.
Yeah. So that's only thing. Like I said, but a lot of times I say like office wise, right? We in different businesses, so like office, you gotta kind of, you know, like I said, kill them with kindness, because then you don't have any type of reverberation, like any type of thing that they can come back to you on.
Mhm.
If you start to engage with haters in the office, then you know, HR gets involved, and you got all
just some
sorts of shit.
extra
So
consequences.
that's a little tricky situation. But you still got to brush them off, and you still got to keep moving, keep pushing forward, doing whatever you're gonna do, right? Some people get mad, you get the raise, they don't get the raise, you get the position, they don't get the position, right? Those haters are all around, right? It's like, oh damn, why Mo got, what the hell,
Yeah.
right? Man,
Then
nah,
they
man,
create
what he over there? He
toxic
over there,
energy.
he over there sucking, he over there
Toxic.
sucking the man's
Sucking
dick,
the
man.
ball's dick,
Sucking the
boy.
ball,
Look
right?
at that
Saying
shit.
shit like that,
He's
right?
jacking somebody off.
Oh,
'cause he
bro,
got
you over there, da, 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 kissing ass, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like people will say that type of stuff. Those are coworker haters. You gotta brush them off and keep on moving,
Keep
man.
moving.
You know what you're doing. You know if you're doing the right thing. You know if you obviously you are if they keep pushing you
put
up.
you on there. There's got to be there's a
So those
company of
haters
50.
are different too.
Everybody could be on your side, yeah, sure, but there's
But
going to
they're
be a
not gonna
couple
be.
of them that are not going
Yeah.
to be, and you can't. And some of them,
That's if you
out of-
surpass certain people.
they might all be on your side, but kind of not, right? Because they all want the
until
same
you get
position.
the position.
They want all the same spot you're looking
Yeah,
for.
until you get the position.
So that's why I
or
like what is it like? I like competition, but like healthy competition. Like it's
Healthy
healthy.
competition.
Like we're just having fun with it. Like it is what it is, and we all, at the end of the day, we all rise into the top anyway. I'm trying to help them. You know, it's not
Yeah, it don't
crabs,
hurt me. It don't
it's not
hurt.
grabs in the
See,
bucket
that's the
pulling them
thing.
down.
That's the
It's
difference between like a
rising
hater. That's the difference between like a
ships.
hater
Yeah.
and a non-hater. Like
Yeah.
me, if you win, it don't hurt me.
Yeah.
There's no business I've been in where if somebody's winning, it's hurting
No.
me. If anything, it'll motivate me to do whatever he's doing to get to that position. But if we both win, it doesn't hurt
we
me.
both winning.
Like if I go to I work with 5 different people and we all in the same position. If they winning, it doesn't hurt me.
100%.
The only time it hurts me is if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm at the bottom. I need to push harder and get to the top.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt me if you win. That's why advice.
That's why we like
When I
everybody
come
to
to a
win.
point with me giving advice is like, listen. At the end of the day, if you don't listen to me, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I can tell you anything. You can ask me about marriage, about kids. From at least until 11 years old, right? I can tell you about work. I can tell you all this shit. If you don't listen to me, I don't give a shit. Like at the end of the day, I don't really care. At the end of the day, because it is what it is. But my advice is gonna come like that. It's gonna be like, here, listen to this. If you don't listen, you don't listen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you win, say you become a millionaire tomorrow, what's it gonna do to me?
So
it's
is
not
he-
gonna like break me down.
How
Like,
I look
damn,
at it
I
is
said
like-
it. I gave all this dude all this good advice, and he's a millionaire. I don't care at the end of the day. For me personally, like that's how I treat
A
it.
rising tide raises all ships,
Yeah, I don't
right?
give a shit.
But you don't ever want to be in a position where it's a buckets in a crab. That's what the worker mentality
Yeah,
is.
crabs in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
They're just pulling each
Pull
other
you
down,
down.
trying to get each other out, and then they keep pulling each other down. We're trying to rise all the ships, bro. And that's
Yeah.
the only way we can all win, realistically. And
Rising tide,
not only
yeah.
is it just good for you or the person that we helped out, or
It's good for your
whatever, but it's good
mentality,
for the
too,
whole
bro.
mentality of
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
together, because we all
Your
built it
mental-
together.
Your mental is too. If you
Yeah.
worry too much about haters, and this is talking to the haters, if you worry too much about other people, you going your mentality going your mind gonna be like
Okay,
messed
so
up.
here's the next one. Unless it's your wife. So here's the hard part. So fuck my wife. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
got
So,
that shit.
so
Yeah, that shit.
so hold up, bro. So I'm not. This is not for everybody, right? But this is happens.
Let me just say this. Let me just sidebar. Keep what you're saying, but listen. Let me tell you, the closest people you're gonna have the most friction with.
100%.
Because
I think
we,
it's
just
right
like we
work.
just talked about with Parquito, right?
It's right
About the
work.
people that know you,
Yeah.
right? Those people are gonna give you the most friction.
Right.
And I don't know if you can always assume it's horrible, but they're gonna give you the like your mom, right? Like my mom is a little different. My mom is real like
Supportive.
whatever I do, she's like I could be like, you know what, tomorrow I'm gonna try to do this, and she'll be like, all right, well, you think you can do it? And I'm like, yeah, go do it. And it could be like whatever. It could be some I'm gonna try to fly planes,
Yeah,
right? Or
like,
whatever
okay,
it is.
you could do it.
My
You're an
mom is like
astronaut.
behind me. She's like, right?
Even if it's crazy.
So that's just I want to just tell you that's where my mom. What I'm saying is, you know, I'm getting off subject, but you know, the people that's close to you are gonna probably give you the most friction just because they know you, right? And we're talking about spouses, and you know, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go, and then but I just want to say that they're pretty close to you,
Yeah,
give you the
good
most
point.
friction.
No, it's a good point.
Yeah,
So
most
and I
friction.
think that and realistically, what the end of what I was gonna say was that's why it works, right?
Yeah.
But like. With
The
my
ebb and
wife
flow.
is like I love her to death. She's amazing. We've been together for 21 years. Blah blah blah. Right,
a
but
long time.
end of the day, she's probably my biggest supporter and biggest hater at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
Because she's like, yeah, go, because everything that I do reflects the family, right? It reflects her. It shows that I make the money, I put it in the bank account, it's hers. She buys her Louis Vuitton purse with it, right? So like, it all reflects on her. So as good as I go, or high as I go. But the thing is she's gonna call me out when I'm full of shit, right? So even before I got to this position, and I was promising all the world and saying all these good things, and then she's just like, yeah, everything's great, we love each other. And then eventually she's like, man, you full of shit, dog. Like, you said we were gonna have this shit, and I'm eating hot dogs only every day. Like, this is fucking, I got little Bobo shoes for my feet. Like, you said you were gonna do all this shit, you ain't doing shit. And then I'm like, you're right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go
you
get
gotta
back to
look
it.
at that way.
So I kind of have to like, she kind of puts me in check a little bit on some of the things that I'm full of shit at. And then some of the things like, I remember at one point, like, there was a moment in time, this is real talk, like we were at like a Chili's and we went to go pay and I didn't have any money, bro. And I'm like, damn, I'm fucking broke as shit, huh? Well, you know, I'm handsome.
You went to
We'll
the
be fine.
Chili's without money?
Went to Chili's without money. I expected her to pay.
You expected her to pay?
Oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, you
Yeah,
paying
yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
She wanted to go on a date. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Oh,
Whatever.
wow. So
Yeah.
you went knowing that you didn't have any money.
I had zero money.
And then you were going to have her pay.
I was gonna have
as
her
if
pay.
you knew she had money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, yeah, you got me, right? You got it. But when you know, what's weird is I thought this is the first time that I attempted to do it, and then what happened to me was I didn't feel good about it.
Yeah, man.
I felt like shit. And
That's
she didn't
good.
say anything. She was happy to pay. She didn't
Oh,
give me
okay.
shit about it. She was cool about it. She's like, here you go, no problem, babe. Whatever. You get back on your feet. I felt like a fucking loser.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
and that was the last time that I never paid for dinner right there. I
The
paid for
first
dinner.
and last time.
So then we had this little friendly competition of trying to get, like, I want to make as much money as I can. And it took me a while, a little bit to
Okay.
get, like, past her, how much she was making, her dollar
Okay.
amount. But then eventually, I just blew past it because we had that healthy competition going on.
Okay,
Even though
that's what's
we're both winning.
Yeah.
You know, it took a long time to get to that point, and she knows me better than anybody else
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we
But as long-
we live together, we sleep
And
together.
just to hop on that point is, you know, and I think that's, you know, I've been married for 15 years. Lou's been married for 10, but been together 21.
Yeah.
I've been about 20.
Yeah.
Parquito single, so any ladies, you know, if you see it, Parquito.
Mhm.
But what I wanted to say was,
That
you know,
guy.
as far as that goes too, it can be healthy, and it should be healthy, but it should be understanding that we're on the same team,
Yeah.
right? And that's another thing I see going on, and we're getting totally off the subject of spouses. But what I'm saying is, nowadays I see a lot of like, you know, the girls are, you know, they're making higher incomes, they're doing well for themselves, and now they're like, oh, I need a guy that's, you know, way up here. And I think, you know, it's got to be some a little bit of balancing going on to where like you got to understand you're both gonna be on the same team, you're both gonna be inputting into the same pot.
Right.
And me and my wife have that same competition too, because she still, you know, she still is up on me a little bit, so she'll joke and be like, that's it? And I'll be like, yeah, Lee, bro, like, that was a big one right there. She like, nah, so we joke back and forth about that, but we all know that we go into the same pot, we
Yeah,
in the
same team.
team Watts,
Yeah.
right, as we call it.
Oh, gigawatts.
So, you know what I mean? That's another thing. But as far as the spouses go, yeah, it's hard because, like, my wife knew for 20 years. So she knew me when I was a knucklehead, doing knucklehead shit. I don't want to get into that. But, you know, she knew me from then, right? She knew me when I was just not really
The guy.
an adult, right? Not being a mature adult and all this. So she's seen me grow over time. So some of those tendencies to look back at those ways I was, I guess, is, you know, something that she has to get over. And where we are now is a different place. But what I'm saying is, over time, those things are hard to look over because she sees me every day, right? It's like if I'm going out and telling the world on Instagram that I'm reading books and she's never seen me read a book, then obviously she sees me and be like, you're full of shit, bro. And then I'm lying to the world, right? I'm lying to not the world, you know,
For your
YouTube.
people, yeah.
And she sees me not doing it, so it's like you're that's not real, right? And that's one thing that I've always tried to keep, you know, close to me is that
Being as real
I gotta
as you
do it as real. When I'm off the camera, I gotta be the same on the camera,
Right.
and that way my spouse too, my son too, will see me as the same person, right? I don't want to be somebody different, you know, in those situations, and I think that's what causes the spouse hater thing too. Is a lot of people on screen are somebody, right, or at work they're somebody, and then they come home and they're like, you know, smacking their wife around, right? At home at school work, they're like a nice person, right? And they're like, oh man, he's so nice, whatever. And he goes, and then his wife is like, bro, you're, and then he says, I'm gonna go and do this, and they're like, bro, we can't even eat, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
But even
you're
like
tripping.
like you're in the same house and
You know what I
one's a
mean?
Republican, one's a Democrat, which I'm pretty sure that happens.
Well, that happens, yeah.
Pretty sure.
But I mean, if that's the case, like I'm pretty sure they're back and forth. But I'm pretty sure they don't get the fucking divorced. They just have different political views.
Yeah, you
not
have
on the
different.
same
Some
exact
people
page.
get, some people probably harp on shit too much,
Right.
but yeah.
But
they
like,
get
there's
too
just
close.
people. I feel like at the end of the day, like with the way to deal with
They just
that
know
one,
you so
the
well
way-
is what I'm saying about
exactly.
the spouse.
And the way
It's
to deal with that one is just that.
It's good.
It's that communication. That's not a bad thing
Yeah.
that she's telling you that, or not a bad
Yeah.
thing that.
But it's how you take it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing about the stranger advice. Like, if your wife is telling you something, and it depends on, you know, your wife's mentality too. Like, my wife reads books and stuff. We read some of the same self-improvement. So when she says something and she notices something about me,
She's like, hey, bro.
then like,
Say,
you know, I take it with I take it and I look at it. I'm like, you know what? I
Good
probably
point.
could do
That's a
these
good
better.
point.
You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, too, is if you guys are married or you guys been together, you guys are together like that. Why would she tell me something to break me down?
Yeah.
Or to beat me
tear
up,
me-
or to tear
kick
me
you
down,
while you're
or
down.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she wouldn't do that if she's the person that, you know, my soulmate type of
Right,
thing.
100%.
So it's like, those ones are a little trickier,
But the way to
But-
deal with it is open communication.
Yeah.
Just have that discussion.
and you gotta look at yourself. Self-awareness
honest
is,
with each
is
other.
real part. Being self-aware,
They were like, I know that.
right?
Like not being in denial when she does bring it up and be like, hell nah, bitch. I don't do none of that
I'll
shit.
never do that
I don't
shit.
give a fuck what you say. That ain't shit. No, that's not the way to handle it. Just be like, damn, you might be right on that. Let me look at that for a second. And then she'll
Yeah.
explain it to you and break it
Yeah,
down
do
to
that.
you, and then you're like, damn, you're right, kinda. You know what? I'm gonna work on that.
Like I said, but
And
they're
then by the way, you need also
close-
to work on.
yeah.
I always
you
throw
got
that
to
in.
bring it. Yeah, bring it. So. But every time I say, people close to you are gonna be the most critical.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, I think that's a normal thing. Would you agree? Like, people close to you. Well, you already said it. You just had said it earlier about, you know, people
But
that
as
know,
far as
they know about your
spouses,
pals.
I'm not married, but I did have
But
this
he's looking, he's
conversation
looking.
with
Give him a call. You know what I'm saying?
with one of my
555.
uncles, which is a pastor, Pastor Steve, one of my cousins. We actually had that conversation as to why is it that information coming from your spouse, your wife, like you feel more attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had that conversation with a couple brothers, you know, they married and they both said that, you know, when their wife tell them something, it feel like somebody else could tell them the same exact
Same
thing,
thing.
but the fact that it's coming from the wife, it just they feel more annoyed about it.
Mm-hmm.
And from the outside looking in, even though I'm not married, but I've
can
been in
understand the
relationships,
situation.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You can get it.
Even as just a girl that you've been with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Men have egos.
Egos,
Yeah.
big
You know what I'm saying? So a woman might tell you something in a way that kind of make you feel
Feel like less masculine.
less of a man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You feel some type of way of the way that they said it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that has a lot to do with it. Your ego. You know what I'm saying? And
You gotta
it's
take the
just-
ego out.
Yeah, if they say it in a way and it's the way and the tone that they may say it, if they say it in a respectful way,
Yeah.
sometimes it may be said in a way where it feels like you're being attacked.
Feels like she's the enemy and she's
yeah,
not
she
really the
feels
enemy.
like that. She's the enemy. She's attacking you and stuff like that.
She's not.
Or if it's said in a way that's kind of disrespectful, kind of nonsense.
Which it could be. Which it,
yeah.
I'm not saying they're all the same. It
No,
could be
uh-huh.
the girl you with could be
An
that
asshole.
shit crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she could be trying to tear you down.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah,
for the
true.
most part,
For the most part.
you know, regular, you know, if it's
It's
a normal
really not.
loving relationship,
Yes.
I think which is is the norm. I think you just got to take it and understand it. If you both can be able to do that, then I think it's great.
Right.
But then you might have one that's just batshit crazy, that wants you to just beat you up all the time, right? Just
Yeah.
wants to like hurt people, right? It's
And
the whole
that's
thing.
that's the real hater
Yeah,
right there.
that's the real one you gotta watch out for. That one is gonna be how to
Misery loves
distract her.
company type
Yeah,
of thing.
haters and then hurt. Like I said, hurt people hurt people. Those all sayings are true. So it's like that one. I'm not like a counselor or nothing. I'm just telling you like you gotta kind of
Well, we just gave
decipher
you
that.
5 different haters,
Yeah.
which I bet you didn't think we could do what we just did. But we
Yeah,
did.
We didn't
found
think we could
5
do
different
it,
haters.
but we did.
So 5 different haters and 5 different ways that you could deal with those said haters, right?
Yeah.
And some of those things aren't just hate; they're constructive
Constructive
criticism.
criticism
Yes.
too.
So end of the day, it's Lou, Mo, Parquito.
Parquito.
We appreciate you guys watching. We just
Check
wanted
us out.
to drop this one for you.